Right, we're just going to record and hopefully everybody can see everything. You can still see the fat loss around the festivities, Shannon, yeah?
Yes, I can indeed.
Class, right, cool. Well, sound, we'll get recording. Hello and welcome to Fat Loss Around the Festivities, where Shannon are going to speak about fat loss around the festivities, where we have a chat about fat loss around the festivities. How does that sound to you, Shannon?
Fantastic. I love fat loss around the festivities.
Class,
How
and we're
many times
actually,
can we say this?
yeah, I was going to say, we're actually ironically talking about whether you should look at fat loss around the festivities, and there are, in fact, there are a few different options for you. So that's exciting. Are you excited, Shannon?
I am so excited. Are you?
I'm I'm super excited. What was the quote that you said to me just before we started recording about the thing that you hate?
Oh, I hate when people start saying, "Oh, fuck it, it's Christmas." Like, eat the sweets right now. I'm like, Christmas isn't for another 20 fucking days.
Yeah, it's easy to get roped into. But I think most office workers, like it's mid-November where they start getting out the boxes of or roses, the extra sweets, and very much rule out the 7 weeks before Christmas. How were things when we were in the bank? Was it like mental?
Um, to be fair, like the bank itself didn't actually, provide the biscuits or the sweets, but you got a lot from customers. You got wine, you got this, that, and the other. Depending if you're actually, a nice person like myself, you got some presents like biscuits and chocolates and that. But I would just kind of throw them up to the canteen to share with everyone. I would not take them home because I would eat them all in one sitting.
I was going to say the one thing I actually do miss about doing one-to-one PT is the week of Christmas. Like you had clients who came in and gave you like presents and shit, and I was like, I end up with so many bottles of whiskey. It was fucking great for a week.
Yeah, I had so many bottles of wine that I could re-present because at the time I didn't drink wine, but now I'm like, oh, I wish I had them now.
I think it's fair to say that most people would enjoy. So Christmas is different things to different people, so we can't assume. Like for some people it's a great time, for some people it's a shit time, but either way, emotions are typically involved. So for the majority of people, I'd be fairly comfortable in saying that like the 23rd to round about the first is a time where like when expectations are you don't need to potentially track. If you don't want to track, if you want to enjoy the experience, enjoy the experience. That is the time where like that is Christmas, big Jesus' birthday. Enjoy yourself, do what you have to do. The biggest issue for most people is to start pulling the band-aid off far too early and it fucks them for that period of time and they feel miserable. Would that be fair?
Yeah,
Would you agree? Disagree?
100% because I've done it.
Tell me more, Shannon. Tell me about how you've done it.
Oh, back in my days, we would be saying, fuck it, it's Christmas. That's why I can talk about it now and say, no, it's not Christmas. From November, I'd be doing it. I'd be out every weekend. I'd be finding a reason to say, fuck it, it's Christmas. When really, by Christmas Day, I feel like shite because I've had shite leading up to it.
Yeah, I think the want for a lot of people to start in January or like to do that is born out of how emotionally low they feel. Like they feel fucking terrible because of how much they've kicked arse out of it. And this isn't for me or Shannon to say like you can't enjoy yourself. I don't we don't want it to come across like that. It's more of a case of like everything that you do right now is going to have an equal and opposite reaction. And whilst you can justify absolutely everything in the world, like are you really going to enjoy Christmas more by acting like an unsupervised child at a buffet? I would argue not, because Shannon, you've been there, and sure, I remember the Christmas of 2018 where I proposed to Jen on her birthday in November and was celebrating myself for about 6 weeks, where I was pretty much drinking almost every day and patting myself in the back whilst eating chocolates almost every day as well. So I put on, I think it was about 16 kilos. That was an achievement. If you can beat my record, you're doing well.
You were Santa that year.
I was going to say it still wasn't as painful as proposing to Jen, but fuck it. That we learn from our mistakes.
We
Uh,
love Jen, back down.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So to actually give people some context to this, I think a lot of people that we're potentially coaching at the moment is having in their they're surrounded by food that's going to be again incrementally a bit higher. You're in offices, they're going to find that foods are getting offered to you a lot more. You're going to find there's going to be a lot more like again eating out, socializing. Like there is a
Christmas party, the whole lot.
yes. Our Christmas party is in. 10 days time. So make sure you're coming. Mulcara, Saturday, 14th. Pretty sure it's the
Be
4th.
there or be square.
Be there, B Square. I need to sort out the food package for that today, actually. But anyway, putting that aside, I was going to say you can have that on track. But you're going to be getting invited to a lot more things on that note. And with that, it can feel, on one hand, you might feel like we've got good momentum behind us, but actually you're fighting kind of against the tide. And then on the other hand, you might feel like you want to just press the fuckers button. And it's what we're going to do is give you some actionable hints and tips. I feel like we're doing like some sort of game cheat codes here, but to get you through the festivities. Are you ready for it, Shannon? Have you buckled yourself in?
Get ready. We're going all in.
Going on. I did put together this presentation about to make sure we don't miss anything and have completely forgot what's in it. So we might just use it for a reference point. But Shannon, how would you go about navigating? If I was just to ask you the broad question, how would you navigate still getting results over the Christmas period? What would you do?
Right. Well, I wouldn't hit fuck it from November and early December because you are going to feel quite shy coming into January, if I'm honest. I know, I've been there. So I would still keep monitoring my nutrition, usually up to maybe, I'd say the 16th of December. And then from there, it kind of gets not loose, but I'm kind of relaxing a bit more. I've put in the hard graft beforehand. I can now enjoy the next 10 days of Christmas because that is Christmas, that kind of period. It's when you're finishing up work and all that kind of jazz. That is Christmas then. Up until then, it's just the festive season. But I would be probably with all the Christmas parties coming up and nights out with friends and going out for lunches and that, I'd be looking at rearranging my calories a bit. So I'd have higher and lower days. So the days that I have an event on, I would then be banking my calories throughout the week, say if it was on a Saturday, to build it up that I'll have more to spend with my food intake than on the Saturday. So that would be my kind of take. Because usually when it comes to Christmas, there is something on every single week because we just love to celebrate it because fuck it, it's Christmas.
Yeah, I couldn't agree any more than that. Not every day needs to be the same amount of calories. You'll probably find that Monday to Friday, like I do this, and you do it to an extent year round, where calories during the week will be a little bit lower, calories at the weekend will be a bit higher. I would probably just kind of double down on that, so that you do have a little bit more throughout the weekend. There will be days where you need to probably accept the fact that you are going to be a little bit higher and things aren't going to go perfectly during the week, but a lot of it is just planning ahead of time. I personally believe the more you can control the foods that you're in control of, in the sense of, like, I've said it 100 times before, but I'll say it again. I have the same breakfast about 300 days of the year, simply because decent amount of protein in it. It keeps me full. I'm fairly comfortable being able to make it. It takes me literally 2 minutes to make it, and there's no cooking involved. Like, I have oats and 2 scoops of protein with some frozen fruit. It doesn't stay frozen for long because it's warm, and I was going to say heat melts the frozen berries. Not that you need to know a chemistry lesson there, but yeah, with that, I would have that like 300 days a year, because you know what? See, if I'm having a looser lunch, it means it's a lot easier to, like, firstly, I've hit my protein in the morning, but like, secondly, it's a lot easier to plan ahead for it because I know kind of roughly that eating out 800 to 1,200 calories based on my meal choice. And then, like, dinner time, you're not going to have 7 out of 7 days where dinner's really loose unless you choose to do it, and that's where most people can go, fuck, I had a high calorie lunch on a Wednesday for work, I may as well just get a takeaway, or
Chinese.
yeah, and then sure, oh, I've got a work event, or I've got an event on Saturday I completely forgot about, and then sure, oh, it's Sunday, I'll start again Monday, and then that cycle repeats itself. So I get into the habit of just having same consistency of food and tracking it before the day. It can always be changed on the day if needed. Is there anything you want to add to that, Shannon? You happy enough for that?
Yeah, no pre-planning as well. That's a good one.
Yes. I think a lot of time people make, like, the decision does need to be made subconsciously. Like, are you continually chasing fat loss at the moment, or are you happy enough to be in either less of a deficit or even go to maintenance? Because a lot of people try and chase fat loss, like, right up. Like they probably chase it a bit too long, and then when they realise that they're fighting against the tide, it goes from fat loss to fuck it, and that's where the issues like happen, depending on how early on in the month that happens. So I probably would look at yourself right now and go like, all going like well. Would I be comfortable enough if we can navigate December and the expectations are I actually just get to January in the same position I am now? Like, if you're happy enough with that, then like I think with that, and me or Shannon will have had this or will have this conversation with you, then you'll get away with a lot more calories and you'll get away with a lot more looseness, but it needs to be done in a structured manner because you left to your own devices, you're going to eat shit food, you're going to like feel shit as a byproduct of it because there's probably going to be little nutrition involved in it, and then it just leads itself to are you going to one of the things that Shannon said at the start there was like you'll feel shit come January. I would probably argue you're going to feel shit come Christmas Day if we start as early as what it is, and there's nothing worse than actually feeling by the time it comes to St Stephen's Day, Boxing Day, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that you feel horrific.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
the jeans not fitting. Not a good vibe.
Jeans not fitting, just sitting there at the Christmas table, fucking popped open
In my
jeans.
pajamas. Can't fit into anything.
I was going to say, I don't think it's like a matter of you not fitting into anything, but I'd say you're still going to be in pajamas regardless, Shannon.
Yeah, I do love my pajamas, to be fair. If anyone wants to get me a present, size small, pajamas, pennies.
Yeah. Depends how early you press the fuck it button for Christmas. Maybe a size large, it's medium. Um, but yeah, no, the only other thing is I just see it on this slide. This is why the fucking slides are here. The uh, meal frequency. If you're used to throughout the year having, let's say, 4 meals a day, you can move that to 3 meals a day and have higher calorie meals. Like you can even theoretically have 2 meals a day. You can skip breakfast, have a bigger lunch, have a bigger dinner, and have a snack somewhere in between. But like it doesn't matter in terms of the laws of calories. It's just more of a case of if we are having higher quality and quantity meals, then yeah, just probably shifting it around so it actually fits. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. We're going to see what's on the next slide to see if it gives us direction.
Ooh.
Oh, I've literally gone, oh, calorie distribution. I think we talked about this. Yeah, we did.
Higher and lower days.
Higher and lower days, but there's an
What a
example.
great card game, though. Higher and lower.
Um,
For Christmas.
have you ever played it's a new one, it's the Diary of a CEO, the Stephen Bartlett one, where it's like Cards Against Humanity, but like the serious questions that they ask people. Have you ever played that?
No, I've only done Cards Against Humanity. I don't think I'd want to do that serious one. I'd probably end up crying.
I'm not
Ask
gonna
me what my 5 year plan is.
I'm not going to lie. I was on a retreat about 2 weeks ago, and one of the cards that we asked to ask somebody, and the card was, if somebody close to you was going to die in 12 hours, what would you say to them? I had to ask the girl this. It fucking turns out that our brother had killed himself like a year or two ago, and it got really emotional. I was like, why is this fucking card game done this to me? Bring back Cards
Yeah.
Against Humanity. Like,
Yeah. Oh, it's too woke now for Cards Against Humanity.
woke. Do you see that about fucking porridge? Do you see that about porridge apparently
Oh, bad for you.
banned? Yeah, I seen in the
Like eggs. Eggs were bad for you.
man, it's utter woke nonsense. Just when you speak about woke, there fucking does my head. And like, what's the alternative? Like, there'll be people reading that going, "I'm not eating oats anymore." And you're like,
Yeah.
why? What are you going to try?
They're carbs and they're bad for you.
Yeah, I mean, I do have questions about people who just eat oats and nothing in their oats and no, like, there's just no nothing but just oats. That gives me a wee bit of the why are you eating just oats? That's a bit weird, but oats themselves are actually one of the better things you can have. Anyway, side tangent. Oh, fuck, let me just have a wee look at this. Protein intake, yeah, keep that high because again, protein's good and it makes you feel fuller, so you're not going to be constantly hungry. Because
Yeah.
realistically, if you're going for breakfast, which is your hipster eggs, avocado, toast, you're probably
Boo.
find, yeah, probably find that's about 1,000 calories. Follow that up with a wee lunch out, and you've got a
Or
pasta.
what's them wee bowls now everyone fucking loves?
Not a burrito bowl, is it? The
No, it's the smoothie bowl thing with granola and there's about
ah
1,000 calories in it.
no, sure, it looks good, doesn't it? But at the same time,
Yeah.
not a fucking gram of protein in it, and it's yeah, it's likely just to give you diabetes.
Yeah.
Um, cool. Oh yes, don't bank an unrealistic amount of calories. As much as you can, move your calories Monday to Friday. Like, don't triangle poverty calories during the week where you go 600 calories Monday to Friday and you're trying to survive on fucking dust and air. Like, make sure that you are actually giving yourself some food during the week so that you have some energy and
Your
you're not.
health is your wealth.
Yes, there you are. That's why we pay you the big bucks. Shannon quotes like that. Your health is your wealth. Um, oh, the festive favourites. That's a good question, Shannon. What are your festive favourites when it comes to Christmas?
Right. Well, we have a problem because Costa got rid of the purple latte, and the purple latte was the best latte they've ever brought out. You got a purple sweet with it as well. Probably about 400 calories in the thing, but beautiful. It's
Well,
gone this year's.
I never actually had one.
Oh,
And
you missed out.
does it taste like the purple one, or is it just the fact?
Yeah,
Oh, right, okay.
it tasted like the purple one, and they gave you a little purple one. At one point, me and Adam were probably getting two a day back before fitness was our lifestyle, you know. Um,
I
and
would,
it was beautiful. And
yeah.
they got rid of it and they never brought it back. So that was my festive drink.
To be fair, there's probably a reason that you and Adam's like before pictures looked like the before pictures they were, just down to fucking purple ones. Like I could probably say that I done nothing here. It was just the fact that they stopped doing the purple one, and that's what got you results.
The addiction. And it's probably why we sleep now because we don't drink coffee after 2 p.m.
Yeah, for anybody listening, there's a caffeine cut-off point of 2 p.m. for most people that I enforce. Not the sense that, like, sure, Sean Ricardo, he still, I'm pretty sure, still consumes pre-workout before going to the gym at 7 o'clock, and that's his choice to make. But it will affect your sleep, and that's just the way it is. Like, you're going to feel the crash of it, and that's again your cross to bear. But without going on a side tangent, because I know that we need to keep this short and concise. I think when it comes to Christmas time, like there are going to be foods that you enjoy out there, and the thing is, food is more than just fuel. There's emotion attached to it. Like brings you back to childhood and all that, and all those warm and fuzzy memories. Or if you had an old Uncle Ronnie like me, that's maybe not the best memories, but
It
with
was warm and fuzzy nonetheless.
that. Oh yes, controversial. Take that one to VAR. But yes, I think it's important to look at embracing some of that. I'll be honest, like I've come out of a calorie deficit and it's still a slight calorie deficit with the amount of steps that I'm getting. But with that said, like I'll have more calories at the moment, and I've embraced that over this period of time because now I'll be getting myself a wee chai latte at Christmas. Because if you haven't tasted a chai latte, it just tastes like Christmas in a cup. Like I'll never have that at Christmas time. Like I have black coffees the rest of the year just because like black coffee, enjoy that. But I think if embracing some of the stuff like the frosted gingerbread protein shake, unreal scenes, like it actually tastes like Christmas and it's good for you. I've never had the Domino's festive one. Have you ever tried that?
No, but I do remember for anyone that is coming to the Christmas party, Macara did an unreal Christmas dinner pizza last year and we were all raving about it.
Right, I'm going to have to speak to them about the food today, so I'll see if I can get that
Yeah,
sorted.
definitely has to be on the cards. It was banging.
On the cards. A lot of the time, like people can look at nutrition, and I think nutrition is a very apt place to start with, like looking at being clear on what you do. Because if you're not choosing a side of the road, you're in the middle of the road, and when you're in the middle of the road, that's where there's a danger because you're fucking about and you're going to get hit with something. So realistically, you need to choose a side of the road where you come, where you are when it comes to nutrition, and that's okay. But with that said, if we are going to go higher in calories, one of the best things you can do is train. Would that be fair to say, Shannon? Tell us why.
Absolutely, because you're going to be super, super strong with all the fuel in your body. You're going to be hitting PBs left, right, and center. It's a great time.
I like how Shannon just went straight out there and promised things. You'll be hitting PBs all the time.
All the time.
Technically, she isn't wrong, which pains me to say it, but she isn't wrong. So, yeah, your muscles are filled with glycogen. Glycogen, most people who we coach are usually coming from a place where they've initially looked for fat loss and then they transition to performance. But when you're so used to looking at fat loss, fat loss, fat loss, fat loss, like it's hard for food not to get a hard time. And it's like it's bad for you, but actually one of the things that can really help. If you look at any like professional athlete, there's not a chance that they're in a deficit. Like they are consistently like in performance calories, which is a higher amount of calories. Their expenditure's higher, yes, but they're using that so that they can get stronger in the gym, so that they can turn up and perform consistently. And ultimately, you can use your Christmas like an athlete. Fuck, I might even rename this training as Christmas like an athlete. Does that sound good to you, Shannon?
Oh, that sounds really good. I'm
Super.
sold. Sign me up.
Promise PB's your money back. Um, but yeah, no, you can absolutely look at yeah, going to the gym. You should be stronger. You should recover more. I would say like frequency. Let's not like kid ourselves on. One of the biggest issues that people have round about the Christmas time sounded very foreign when I said that, but round about Christmas time is the fact that time is an issue. So they're not able to get there as a frequency. And a lot of people, they're like, oh, fuck, I can't get to the gym as much as I could. I can't go 3 times a week, so I'm now not going to go at all. But in actual fact, if you're having the food in work, utilize it. Go to the gym. You'll find that you're stronger. You'll find that the gyms are a bit quieter right now. You can
The
absolutely
best time.
the best time. Embrace the empty gyms. I don't even know why it says grab a gym buddy. Keep each other accountable to the build up to Christmas. I might have, when I made this last year, been on the cans. Not going to lie. I've even noticed that keep training enjoyable. There is an I instead of a J there. It's funny when
You're
you
on the cans.
definitely on the cans. Speaking to people about trying to sort their shit together for Christmas, and there's me making presentations on the cans most likely. Keep training enjoyable. Excellent. Importance of
Training
activity.
is always enjoyable because we make great programs.
We do that. Yeah. Well said, Shannon. Shannon for president. And there's just
TVs and great programs.
some randomly AI generated guy with a briefcase. The importance of activity. Happy days.
So you go into Macau to pay for the Christmas food.
Big bag of cash. Yeah. Can you hear Rocky back in the background?
I can. He can hear his best friend and he misses her.
Yeah, we're getting the roads outside our house, the pavements cemented and all that, and he thinks he's a guard dog, the world's shittest guard dog, but a guard dog nonetheless. Um, Importance of activity, that's exciting. Cool. You can tell how much I put behind that because there's literally nothing. It just goes straight to alcohol consumption. Importance of
You
activity,
are on the cans.
fucking nothing, straight on to alcohol consumption. And then, yeah, straight on the cans. Fucking nothing behind that.
Merry Christmas!
Excellent, right? We've absolutely butchered the end of this, right? So, activity is important because, like, if you do, let's say, 5,000 steps per day or less than 5,000 steps per day, the number that would maintain your weight is going to be far, far less than if you just jumped up to like, let's say, 7,500 or 10,000. Like, genuinely can't stress enough that for every 1,000 steps you do, you burn about 50 calories. Like, if you do an extra 5,000 steps a day, you are burning about 250 calories more. So you do 10,000 steps a day, that's 500 calories a day on top of what you burn at rest. Most people is somewhere between 12 and 1,600. You're probably talking 18, 19, 2,000 calories that you can comfortably consume without actually putting on any weight, long term or body fat. Did that make sense? I know I threw a few numbers out there, Shannon, but that makes sense to you?
It did make sense. And it's also good for, fullness. Going for a wee walk. You get more room then for food. That's my logics.
I was going to say, out train the diet. Yeah, we've spent years trying to not out train the diet, and here we are telling you to fucking, yes, out train the diet. But no, not entirely true. It's more of a case of if you imagine that what you spend in terms of like your calories is your wages, then to earn more wages, moving more will help you with a bigger bank balance, which will allow you to spend on food. And for this period of time, moving more certainly can help. It doesn't need to be cardiovascular before MD gets some knickers in a twist and starts going to try and pound the pavements for weeks on end.
Christmas Day going 5K.
I I've always had the great idea of trying to run a marathon on Christmas Eve, but have not done. I done a half marathon last year, but I wanted to always like the idea of running a marathon on Christmas Eve, but I've realised that I'd probably so tired on Christmas Day that I'd fall asleep by like 2 o'clock. So not the one.
Oh, it's a long day though. Napping's required on Christmas Day.
Ah man, not one of those people. I fucking hate people that nap on Christmas Day. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
Oh, it's the longest day of the year. There's a lot. How do you entertain yourself for the whole day? Take a nap.
oh,
You can tell we both have different Christmases.
I was going to say it's really not like I'm going to throw them under the bus here. But the first time I went to Jen's house for Christmas, I was like, this is abysmal. Like, fucking have whatever it was, breakfast or lunch or whatever. I was supposed to call it Christmas dinner, but we had it extremely early. Nobody's opened a fucking present, and everybody's just sitting sleeping. And I'm like, you're doing what? You're doing what? Like, is it so you can wake up twice and say it's Christmas? Makes no fucking sense to me. Like, get up, get your presents out. And I've done this ever since as a wee guy. I was like, get your presents, play with your presents. Fucking, if you're older and you want to drink some cans and whatever, end up pissed by 5 o'clock in the day, absolutely do it. Like, sober yourself up again, whatever. But yeah, nah, see,
So
that's
use
not.
our presents in the morning, people.
Why wouldn't you?
Oh no, my family are the same. Their presents in the evening after dinner, and I'm like, oh, lads.
Well, I'll be fair. There was two different ways. I was lucky enough to grow up. My grandparents both being alive. So when I was in Scotland, it was a case where there was presents between mom, dad, sister in the morning time, but then my granddad would come round in the evening time, potentially with an uncle, not old Uncle Ronnie, but a different uncle. He would pop in with his presents at some point during the day, just kept it mystery. But we would end up doing a second variation of presents in the evening. But yeah, no, that's yeah. You need to have presents in the morning. Come on, to fuck. Like, what are you doing? Sorry,
Strange way.
I'll change your perspective. You'll not want to nap. Like, you're not wanting that because you'll have shit to do. Play with, don't know if it's a Barbie set. Do they still do Action Man? I don't know.
I actually haven't seen an action man in a long time.
Sure. Adam's your Action Man. Uh,
That's it. He's my walking toy now.
oh, fuck. We'll not go any further into that. Um, right. Alcohol.
Alcohol, the best bit, except for Kyle, because Kyle's not a drinker anymore. He's
I know.
above us.
Above it. I'm sitting here in my pedestal going, that's me 105 days off the sesh. Uh, the temptation is to come out of retirement for Christmas Day, but then I'm also like, that's not going to serve any.
Imagine the hangover.
Do you know what? That's the only thing putting me off. I'm like, the hangover is atrocious, and I think we're actually driving to Scotland. If it's not, we've not booked it yet, but we're either going to go St Stephen's Day, Boxing Day, or still pains me to see St Stephen's Day. It's fucking Boxing Day, or the 27th. So I don't really fancy being hungover, and yeah, it's just one of those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, look, alcohol consumption.
It's going
One,
to happen.
well, not for me,
Not
unfortunately.
for you, but for the majority of our clients, alcohol is part of Christmas.
Yes, to be fair, I've had quite a good few Christmases behind my belt. So with all that, alcohol, there's no issue with alcohol in terms of like calories. Calories and alcohol are what they are. There's nothing magical about them. There's nothing that makes them sold differently than anything else. What alcohol will do, if you've got a very high consumption of it over Christmas, it is going to make you feel rotten. And when you feel rotten, you're more likely to crave higher calorie foods. Your sleep's going to be shit, so you're not going to fancy doing anything the following day. You're not going to want to move as much. Your body's actually very effective at getting rid of alcohol because it's a poison and it likes to get rid of it as soon as you can. It can. Actually, top tip. Actually, not even a tip, bit of information. Shite quiz here, pub quiz. When you consume alcohol, you're thermogenic. You actually get more thermogenic, which means you burn more calories. But the problem is, alcohol doesn't actually do anything outside of, or your body doesn't do anything outside of burn the calories from alcohol when it does it. Hence the reason, if you go on a night out and you have a Chinese at 3 in the morning, can't remember having the Chinese, and you vomit it back up at 11 o'clock in the morning, it comes back out whole. Your body's not digested because it's prioritizing alcohol. That makes sense. Does that sound good?
Wow, that is interesting.
There you go. I'm here all day.
I
Um,
heard alcohol takes about 72 hours to leave your body fully.
Not entirely true. So,
I'm asking the wizard of alcohol here.
I was going to say I've done my research on this. Your body like does digest per like on average a unit per hour. However, at Christmas time, it's quite easy on a night out. So if you go and have 12 pints over the course of, let's say you start at 6 o'clock and you're out till whatever, 10, 11, 12, midnight, whatever, you've had 12 pints and you've had 3 shots. Like, realistically, for every pint, you've got 2.5 units. Like, you've done that as 25 plus 2.5 is 30 units plus. You've got 33 units in your system, which is the reason you're not feeling hungover the next day is because 24 hours later, you've still got 12 hours later, you've still got 16 to 18 units in your body, which is enough to make you still drunk. It's only by the evening time that you've got maybe 8 or 9 units left in you, so you're still feeling the effects. You're still drunk, realistically. It's only the following day after another night of shit sleep because your body's still processing alcohol, not digesting food, that you start to any which way feel normal, but usually it's the day after because your body's then having to digest the food that's not digested properly. So that's why it feels like 3 days, but actually it's not the body processing alcohol for 3 days. Does that make sense? Sorry.
That does make sense.
Class. Alcohol PhD here, mate.
I was just going to say, you are the wizard of alcohol.
I was going to say the reason that I don't drink anymore because I used to be able to play those games pretty well, where I knew exactly when to stop drinking and when to start drinking to make sure that I either wasn't hungover, not feeling the effects, could digest things properly. If anything, I very much know how to get people in shape drinking alcohol because I was fucking great at it. But hence the reason Kyle doesn't drink anymore. But yeah, yeah, most people you're going to consume alcohol. There's no issue with that. It's just more of a case of be aware that frequency, volume, food choices around it, keep higher protein meals, make sure that you're staying hydrated. Ideally, overemphasize the sleep. If you can get naps in the following day, get naps in. It will
I approve
massively,
this message.
it will massively help. Anything you want to add to the alcohol consumption piece?
Um, just, be drink aware as well. I guess we better throw that out there because it is wild times. Christmas people do get a bit carried away with it all.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think if there's ever a time to get carried away, it's Christmas. But at the
Christmas.
same time, there is also like I'll be honest, I'm a bit of an all or nothing person. So when it comes to me, if I'm breaking the seal on, let's say the 16th, I'll be like, that's me to the 5th, which is why I'm like, I can't break that seal. Obviously not this year because I'm not drinking, but like to the 23rd for me because I'm like, I'll very much be able to. I know there's 7 to 10 days where no matter how crazy you go, it's not going to make a massive difference in terms of, and that's the thing. People's biggest fear is, oh, is it going to completely derail your progress? And the answer is yes and no. The answer is yes if you pull the plug too early. The answer is no. 7 to 10 days, yeah, if you're going to like the looser foods that you have over a consistent period of time, there is no magic about Christmas in the sense that like calories are still going to count as calories, but you'll get away with about 3 days of non-tracked foods, no matter how crazy you go, and there'll be minimum overspell. But you start to go to day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10 of going fucking mental. It will have an impact. But with that said, probably take you about 2 to 3 weeks to again circumnavigate that come January. There's no issue on that. Hence the reason why, again, 7 to 10 days is important to set boundaries. And then again, the days I would go probably on track are Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. 5 out of 10 days. The rest of the days stick to slightly higher calories. Like you can find out your maintenance. Me and Shannon will be speaking to you about what those numbers are in your check-ins this week. But yeah, I would probably go for that. Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Anything you want to add to any of that, Shannon?
No, I am all happy with that. Merry
Cool.
Christmas. Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas. I didn't know what was coming. I'm pretty much making
Big
sure.
cough there.
End of the slide. Happy fucking days. My mouse has stopped working. Has it? Stop share.
Oh,
There we go. I actually thought for a second that wasn't recording the entire time. And I was like, oh, fuck.
so
It's like, we're done. We're done. We're
have
cooked.
your coffee.
Um, right. I'm going to stop recording. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
I
Hopefully,
thought you did already.
no, I'm stopping recording in three,
See you
two,
at the Christmas
one.
party.
Christmas party, Christmas pizza,
Whoop, whoop.
alcohol, friendship. There we go. What a time to
All
be.
the best things.